Hello there guys, Bilbo10,000 here, bringing you a quick pre-video message, and if you'd like to support the channel, make sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And make sure to check out the Game Show Central Discord channel down in the description, where you can hang out with me and my friends. Enjoy the video! Hello there guys, Bilbo10,000 here, bringing you another episode of 999 the Nonary Games, and the door just opened. And Junpei and the others leapt through it.
Alright, this is the next...
Just as Seven was about to finish his sentence, their attention was drawn to... a clang of metal on metal ringing out behind them because the door just shut and we're gonna have to come out through the other door.
Oh, the door!
They had spun around. The door they'd just come through had slammed shut.
Did that just close on its own?
Yes.
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see.
Junpei grabbed hold of it with both hands and pulled with all his strength.
Damn it.
Locked. Completely locked. We're trapped. We're trapped.
It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
The other door.
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
Well, we gotta figure out the puzzle in here, then. Also, there are a lot of parts for the reds and the deads in here, so this is kind of creepy.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Yep.
Oh, man.
They took a second look at the room they'd found themselves in. Oh god. It was filled with piles upon piles upon all manner of things. The only word that could describe it was chaotic. It was like a tornado had passed through, followed by a giant who had picked up and shaken the entire room a few times.
Looks that way.
Junpei's heart fell.
No way!
For real?
Clover and Seven looked as though they were about to cry.
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer.
We're going to search.
I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well.
Uh-huh.
We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
Let's go. Alright, I need to quickly tab out of the screen so I can turn down the volume because it's too loud, so give me a second, guys. Much better. So, as we can see, in this map there are a lot of red spots on the floor and a lot of green spots on the floor. I imagine we're going to need to turn the red spots to green. Let's begin, shall we? Let's start with the piles of crap everywhere. Man, this place is a mess. It's so messy, I don't know where to start. Some of this crap looks familiar. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we've solved in the other rooms. If that's true, then this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would shut himself in this room to devise the machines and puzzles he'd need to see his plan come to fruition. Okay. Hey, I remember you. Hey Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. New material has been added to the file screen. Nice. It's just a pile of junk. There's nothing useful here. Gosh, this desk is really big and it feels really sturdy. Yeah, it does seem pretty heavy duty. I suppose it belongs to whoever uses this room, wouldn't you say? Let's look to the left. There is a giant computer. I feel like I've seen this before, not sure where. The screen is huge, wonder why it's blue. Maybe if I touch it? Whoa, there's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make all the cells on the right and the bottom green. Hey Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You wanna take a look at it? Do you think this might have something to do with the puzzle? It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Okay. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all of the cells all green. Okay. We've done this before, I feel like. God damn it. This is going to be trial and error completely, by the way. Okay. Hint. 0 equals 0, 6... Okay, so now it's going into numbers and stuff. I don't really get it. I'm just gonna press a bunch of buttons and hope for the best. Come on, we'll get there one day. 1 plus F. Wait, 9 plus C. C is 12. 9 plus 12 is L, which is 21. Okay, yeah, so it's like a... this is confusing. Oh, thank God! Oh, I spent a good few minutes trying that one out. Oh my God, you did it. I don't even know how I did it. You're so smart. You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Whoa, whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out. Can I take a look at the screen? No. Cross emblem. A metal plate shaped like a shield. There's a cross engraved on it. Okay. So that was one hellish puzzle out the way. Ah, I see. We need more than one. I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. On the upper left is the steering wheel symbol. On the upper right, the cross symbol. On the bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle pattern is engraved near the bottom. Additionally, each symbol seems to have been given a number. 1 steering wheel, 2 cross, 3 mysterious circle, and 4 waffle patterns. Perhaps we need to insert the emblems in this order. Okay. So we need to find more emblems. This monitor is part of this machine. It's really dim though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Junpei, it looks like there's a compass on there. Ah, now I get it. What do you mean? I guess you weren't there, Clover, but I solved a puzzle like this one in the wheelhouse. I think I just need to do the same thing here. The same thing? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm going to use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay then, show me now. Of course. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. Okay. Before anything, I need to check my... Yeah, I need to check my chart. Okay. So, south... west... southeast... northeast... east... north... east. Got it. Okay. So first things first, south. Wait for it, wait for it. Stop. Then, west. Then, southeast. Then, northeast. Then, east. Then, north. And lastly, east. That should do it. There we go. Yay, you did it, Junpei. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Knock it off. Hey, we don't have much time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of this monitor. It just kind of slid open and something came out. Oh yeah, I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know? A noise, huh? Okay. Alright. I guess it's time to keep exploring. What's this? Let's see what happens when I... Whoa! Well, now we got something on the screen at least. Huh? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the... Oh, God, save me now. Morse code? Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second one, and 1 on the last. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. Alright, I'll try. Before I do that, though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, it'll enter a dit. If I hold the button down, it'll enter a da. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. Let's do this. I don't know. I feel like we're not getting any... I feel like we need a hint for this. We definitely need a hint for that. I don't think we can do it just yet. What is this? The metal shutter looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Alright, let's open it. Oh, holy shit! This is pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin? A coffin? Oh, man. Does Seven think... Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way. Could this be... I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's any vampire in it. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around. Let's look in the coffin. There's a metal plaque on the coffin. Snake's touching it. All ice. Ah, the 2 machines. Go. Holy shit. Man, this is serious. Oh, well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand. Okay. Okay, I got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ha. No luck. It doesn't seem to be ready to open. Yeah, but it's not like it's screwed shut or something. Yes, I believe it's locked in some other way. Hey, Seven, do you think you could open it with your superhuman strength? No, What's wrong? I think I'll just pass on this one, okay? What the heck? Very well, we'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we? Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is that actually true? Anyway, there's something written on these pieces of paper. Looks like we've got 3 sheets of stuff. New material has been added to the file screen. Let's take a look at it. Is it about the digital roots? Nope. Where is it? Morse code chart 1. The Morse code chart, it was found on the steel shelf in the clause where it is a Morse code key for the letters A to I. Oh. I think it's gonna spell out a name, or a word even, sorry. Let me go back to the Morse code thing. 3 lines, I think each line is a letter. I see. Well, if that's the case, then perhaps the letters you need are made up of 2 symbols, 4 symbols, and 1 symbol, respectively. After all, isn't that what you just said? One line is 2, next is 4, and the other is single space. Ah. Okay. Let me go into my menu. I can't look at the file, damn it. Oh. So it's 2, 4, 1. Okay. Red, maybe? Let me check what our R is. R is 3, though. Okay, the only ones that have 2 are N, M, N, M, and A. M, N, A, and I. Okay. 2 dots is I. What? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even mean to solve it! I was putting in random letters. What was the word? Oh, of course it was ice. That's never gonna happen ever again. I can't top that. I can't top that. I am never going to top that, ever. Oh my god. That was just... I heard a sound from behind the shutter. Oh my god. That was... How? Anyway, let's open the coffin. Okay, Junpei, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, holy shit, this is a coffin. There's going to be something horrible in there, I just know it. Okay, okay, deep breaths. Here we go. Nothing. Huh? Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shit, I can't believe I was scared of something like that. What do you mean, nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there? Yeah, it's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime. Senpai? Sometime. Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there, though. Well, two somethings, actually. What is that? Is that a shield? No, I want to go in there. No, I wanted to... Yep. The shield and the key. Oh my god, yes. Looks like we've got a plate with an emblem on it and the Neptune key. We finally found it. Now we can get through the hallway. That's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of this room first, you know. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important though, so I'll keep it in my pocket for now. That's as far as the other thing goes. I quite like it. Okay, so this one is like a poker chip, a circle, a cross, a steering wheel, and a waffle pattern, according to what we heard. This computer. So it was steering wheel. Yep. Whoa. Oh, now we got something on the monitors at least. What's that? It looks like some kind of puzzle. I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it will turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls in a single area. Press the check button once you have moved all the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in the area must match the number for that. Oh, it's like the Nonary game itself. That's it. I get it. I 100% get it. Don't you mean practice makes perfect? Hey, let's see if you solve the next one, then you can make fun of me. This is like the Nonary game itself. We have to split us up into groups. So we need to make the digital root of 6 and the digital root of 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 would be 6. 8 plus 7. Plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 would be too much. Let's put 8 in there. Let's go 12. 13, 12, 13, 14, 15. They need 3. And then 7 plus 6 is 11. Plus 5... No, that's too many. No, wait. 7 plus 6... Okay, 7 plus 6 is 13. Plus 5... 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's right. No. Remove those. This is right. Okay, this is it, right? But nothing's happening. There are still 3 more indentations left empty. I imagine something will happen after they are all filled. Doesn't that seem likely? I guess we've got to do more Nonary stuff. That's fun. Yes. I know. Next is the cross. Yep, the next one's on. Yep. The puzzle looks like the last one, but there's more of those red balls you can't move. The numbers for each area are different too. It looks like it's got the same rules though. You sure you don't want to double check that? No, I'll be fine. If I get confused, I can just look at the screen over there, right? Anyway, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's give it a shot. Hey, shut it. At least I'm trying, alright? Right, this one should be easier because we've got less numbers. So, we've got to get 7 and we've got to get 1. So, let's think. 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's put 8 and 3 in there. 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17... Oh no, you'd have to have 10 if you even want to make 1. It's impossible otherwise. When you get to 20, it's impossible, so this has to make 10. So maybe this. 8 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 6 is 19. 20, 21, 22, 23. 2 plus 3 is 5, so that doesn't work. This doesn't work. Does it? It does? Okay, I feel like this is the puzzle room where I'm just kind of solving things accidentally, and it's just getting hilarious now. Damn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. Looks like the same rules. Double check it, third time I've done this. If you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something. Alright, let's just keep going. 7, 7. Okay. To make 7, we would need 16 or 25. Let me just add those numbers up. 8 plus 7 is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 5 is 20... Wait. 8 plus 7 is 15. I'm dumb, it's 15. I was wrong. 15, 21, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. How can we split 32 into 2 to make 7? So, if we take away 7 from 32, we get 25, which is what we need. So if we put in 5 and 2 in here, and then we put the rest in there, we should have it. It won't? Well, yeah, it should. 5 plus 2 is 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. Plus 6 is 21. Wait, I've done the math wrong, sorry. 8 plus 7 is 15. Plus 6 is 21. Plus 4 is 25. 30, 32. 32, take away 7. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25 is 25. 8 plus 7 is 15. This should be right. Why doesn't this work? This should be right. Let me check the rules again. The rules are displayed on this screen. Yeah, read it again. Okay. When you touch a numbered area, the blue will indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause the ball to move to the area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls in a single area. Press the check button, you have moved all the balls, except the red ones which you cannot move. Digital route of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. I was right! Unless I'm being insanely dumb, I thought I was right. Wait, why can't I... Is it this one? Or do I need to click the... Okay, yeah. You know what, let's just put in the last thing anyway. Get that done. Oh, keyboard, okay. 7. I need to make 7 and 7. Okay. The only other way to make 7 is 16, which I guess makes sense as well. 16 and 16, which I guess is probably what they wanted us to go for. So, 8 plus 6 plus 2, and then 4 plus 5 and 7. There we go. I was trying a little bit too hard there. You've only got one left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, let's pop this one in. This is the 4th one. This puzzle looks a lot like the last couple. Alright, let's go for it. Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen. Alright, I'll solve it in no time. 8 and 9. There's only 5 balls. 8 plus 7 is 15. That's 20. 24, 26. 26 equals 8. If we want to get 18, we need either 8, which we can't actually make, or 17. 9 we can make with a 4, 5. 2 plus 7 plus 8, maybe? Nope. Okay, that was wrong. That's fine. 9 we can also make with 18 if we make this 8, but we don't have a way of making 8 with these numbers. That's the problem we've got here. Can we make 9 with these numbers? Yes. 7 and 2 maybe? 4 and 5 is 9. 9 plus 8 is 17. Yeah, 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The digital root of 17 is 8. Oh, it's 3 and 5. Wait, what? It's 3 to 5 people. In that case, this is impossible to solve unless you lump them all in one spot. I guess we just put them all in one spot and see what happens. Oh, okay. Where did that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard? Way to go, Junpei! You answered all the questions. Damn, Junpei, good job. Hey, did you hear something just now? Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe. Here. Oh.
A picture.
Oh. In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men.
What the?
Ace, the 9th man, the guy who was killed in the shower room, and the guy who was killed in the captain's quarters. Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrows shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before.
What the hell is this?
This man with a mustache on the right.
Yep.
He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the 0 bracelet on his left arm. And this second man, with the glasses and a doctor's coat.
That's the 9th man.
He's the 9th man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
Hi, Ace.
Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
That's definitely Ace. Seven and Clover had come to peer over Junpei's shoulders.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the 9th man and Cap too.
As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested they were close, at least to some degree.
And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
They're all the Cradle Pharmaceuticals people. Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts.
You say Ace is in that picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the 9th man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Yep.
Ah, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold.
Yeah.
He's the only one I don't recognize.
Mr. X, probably. Snake knit his eyebrows.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
The back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
We can look now. Junpei flipped the picture over.
Huh.
There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was certainly significant. Praying for the success of the Nonary project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido. This was Hongo's picture. This was Ace's picture. He read it out loud so that Snake would not be left in the dark.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Nonary project. Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over.
Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary Game 9 years ago.
Since Hongo wasn't mentioned, Junpei figured that could only mean he'd written the words on the back himself.
That means Ace, the 9th man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen.
Yep.
But I feel like I should be more shocked about this.
But he's found it out in a previous timeline, which is why he's not as shocked.
It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be.
That the true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising.
Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
You knew. He did.
Ah, of course. I understand now.
Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face.
Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
Yep. Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he already known. Almost as if someone had whispered into his head that, yes, of course Ace was Hongo.
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence.
And now he knows for sure.
I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you.
With the threat, yeah.
Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago. You were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. That's important information.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
But I assume the incident was just too traumatic.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else.
Okay, fair enough.
And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense out of his strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Yeah, sure, take it.
Sure.
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project's leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
He's so gonna have a memory flashback, or he's gonna get his memories back and it's gonna be great. His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
Yes? Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet.
His eyes were red. Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead.
I'm this close to remembering. This close.
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary Project.
1 second, guys. Alright, well, I'm back. Let's continue. Then he stopped. Seven sat down next to the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit.
He remembers.
What?
What's
He
wrong?
remembers.
Holy shit, this is nuts.
He remembers.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember
Everything.
what?
Yep.
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got
Nice.
snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement.
What?
Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak. I want to know this.
Like Snake said, Ace
Okay.
is Hongo from the right. The other 3 are Musashiro, Nijisaki,
Okay.
and Kubota. Musashiro was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the
Yep, we know
experiment.
this. Realization began to dawn on Junpei along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this?
Because he was an investigator.
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. It looked to Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days
Just
to tell you everything.
short version, layman's terms.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
Short version.
Alright, let's see what happens. The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly.
I'm a detective.
Okay.
It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, as I think doing what's right is more important than doing what
Okay.
you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely
Fair
see
enough.
squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. My investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement there. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying
Yeah,
large
this is the
bags.
story he told us earlier in the LP, but I guess he's going to finish it, which is interesting. I don't know if we should skip through it or not, but seeing as I want to rest my voice for a bit, guys, I hope you don't mind if I just let the story play out until we get to some new stuff that we find out. So, yeah.
Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet, and no one would find you for a week. That what you want? The fish here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck.
A drug?
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it! Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face. So the first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. It wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice. What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top, and there had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. Up in the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching
Oh my god. Pause a second, that girl is Akane. That's exactly the same clothes that young Akane wears in all the flashbacks and stuff. That is Akane. That's probably Lotus's kid over there. That's, Snake right there, it's his hair, and that must be Santa there. God damn. That just confirms that it is our Akane that apparently died. Alright, let the story continue. I'm eating.
They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. For the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me, suspicious. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there! I'm gonna be right back!
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, alright? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right!
Huh. Wait, something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they let...
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said!
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them!
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. The first one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope.
Yeah!
It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Marty nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right, it had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall. A plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. We went up and up and up, feet pounding the steps, our arms pumping fast, and we went round and round and round. The devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too. And so did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator.
Ah!
Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But...
Ah! Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
He started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been...
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, all right? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please! Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be all right. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
God damn. That was a story. It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. So, now that my voice is now back to par, that was obviously Snake that was with them, so I'm hoping Snake counts into the conversation. That was obviously Lotus's kid that was also with them, who went on ahead, which means that was Akane, 100%, and that was definitely Santa. It was the same voice actors. God damn. They waited, and waited, but 7 didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer, he had to know. 7 looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Damn. 7 shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
7 stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Then how is Akane alive in our time?
There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning.
Oh, God.
The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened.
Let me guess, that was just like a necktie. Nothing there. Dead body, you know.
The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot.
Oh, God.
Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room...
Oh, no.
There it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Oh, God. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the scream. And there we go. Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. He desperately did not want to know the answer he feared he knew already, but he had to ask. He had to know for sure.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell us the name, Seven, damn it.
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Seven looked at Junpei curiously and ran his tongue quickly over his dry lips.
Kurashiki.
Oh my god.
Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
There we go. Confirmed. Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. He was just a shell of flesh and bone. Seven turned to Snake.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective.
Damn. Junpei's mind was blank, withdrawn from the world. Somewhere far away he could hear Seven and Snake talking.
Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
Damn.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero,
No,
right?
Snake would not. I don't think he is.
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Her surprise seemed to be genuine. Seven regarded Clover for a moment and rubbed his chin thoughtfully.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Clover nodded.
Alright, let me ask you another question.
Okay. He stuck his hands into his pockets and took a few steps. Then he stopped and turned to face them again.
Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki.
Okay.
He's Akane's brother. You know that?
Yeah. I figured that out myself, yeah.
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother.
But he didn't know Santa was Aoi.
But I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning.
Yeah.
9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection.
Oh no, how tragic.
As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment.
Because of the four-leaf clovers.
It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi, Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
Yep. That spark caused flame in Junpei's leaden mind, and the fog began to clear. Like an engine beginning to turn, images and thoughts began to coalesce in his mind, coming faster and faster, forming bigger images, bigger thoughts. Junpei blinked. He was back.
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like
Yeah,
Snake.
I agree with that.
What?
Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Out of everything, that's probably the most obvious.
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, alright? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's...
It was all Ace. If Ace killed Kubota, could... Ace killed Nijisaki as well. Could he have killed Musashido? Because there was an axe in the room. Ace borrowed our pocket watch when we talked to Clover. We gave him the pocket watch and we let him go back into the wheelhouse. He could have easily opened the door, gone into the captain's quarters, killed the guy, and came back. And we would have thought nothing of it.
That means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary project.
Except for Ace, he's still alive.
Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge?
More than that, I feel like there's something more to it. There's got to be an alternate motive. Why is June here? That's Akane. How is she dead and how is she alive? Is it like a Schrodinger's cat thing where she's neither alive or dead?
Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone.
In fact, Junpei didn't think he knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased to be as surprised at his sudden knowledge and had even begun to accept it.
If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Ace.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
But he's the one who killed all the others. There was a moment of silence.
What?
And then the room shook because, lol, we've been sitting around talking with stories while the world's going to shit.
What the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is
We
up.
need to move.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
In the drawer that had held the picture was a keycard. Junpei grabbed it.
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Alright, we need to move right now. That was a long cutscene, more than a cutscene. That was exposition at its finest. How do we reach over to the... There it is. Use it, let's swipe the card, open, let's go. Junpei, look, it's unlocked. Yeah, now we can go back to the library. Hurry up, Junpei, we don't have a time. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Yay, we found it. We escaped. That was a weird escape room. The door opened and they stumbled into the library. We got an achievement too. Nice.
I think the shaking stopped.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
They ran across the hallway.
This exit needs the Uranus card too.
Straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus card reader.
Hey, Junpei.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, I think I'm going to keep recording until we finish the game, because I know we're very close to the ending via the flowchart. Oh, not close to the ending in terms of content, but I'm pretty sure that was the last escape room in the game.
Alright, it's open. Let's go.
Let's go. Out of the library and into the hallway they ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran toward it.
Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work.
Fingers crossed. He turned it.
Yes! I think it unlocked.
Where's it going to take us? The lock clicked. As one, they shoved the door open and poured through it. The incinerator. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque.
It says incinerator.
Here we go.
So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Oh god.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Junpei ran up to it.
Pull that and the door should open.
Alright, let's go. As he spoke, he pulled the lever. And now I think we're all going to meet up again. This is where the drama kicks in. The motor in the door groaned as it slowly ground open. There was no time to waste.
Let's go.
As soon as the door had opened far enough to admit them all four dashed through. Then suddenly, there before them were the four who they'd parted from earlier. Ace and Lotus stood in front of the numbered 9 door. Santa was curled up in a ball against the wall of the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall oh god.
What the hell is going on?
Junpei ran toward June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Hey, June. Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her.
Junpei, you came to get me.
Yeah?
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Oh, she isn't dying, is she? I moved that back in. Yeah, I'll go in a second. Thank you. Alright. 3, 2, 1. She mumbled the same words over and over weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine.
Oh, she's not fine.
I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good.
Well, given the company you're in, I'm not surprised.
I'm feeling a lot better now.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine.
And what about Lotus and Ace and Santa?
You shouldn't worry about me.
She was looking towards Santa. Junpei turned to look as well. Yep.
Santa.
Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. Seven grabbed him by the collar and roared at him.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as Seven shook him.
I don't have it.
Why has nobody looked at Lotus and Ace?
I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
Nobody bothered to look
I
over
took the
there.
gun.
There he is.
Ace.
He did indeed have the revolver in his hand. It was pressed against Lotus's temple. Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm and she was shaking visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes went flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed to desperately want to say something.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
Seven's deep baritone rumble shook the walls. Ace sneered.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that.
Oh.
You know me, but I don't know you.
No. You don't know any of us.
Do you
It's
have
fine.
any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
We don't really care.
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Junpei's voice was casual. Or at least it was trying to be.
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
Junpei couldn't say, he just knew. Another unexplainable mystery.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Behind Ace, Junpei could see the red. It was placed in the small indentation on the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner.
First is 1. Give me your hand.
It beeped and he forced Lotus's hand onto it as well.
8. And with this...
The 9 bracelet. The third asterisk appeared on the red.
9.
Yep. The thing he had used for the final verification was the bracelet with the number 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
1 + 8 + 9 = 18. 1 + 8 is 9.
I believe I've won this game.
No, you haven't. His smirk made Junpei's blood boil.
I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is.
No idea. Junpei's eyes flicked towards Santa. He hadn't moved since they'd entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Junpei wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure if it wasn't either.
What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending.
Not happening.
I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait!
Ace, of course, paid no heed to Seven's request and laid hold of the lever on the red. With a sickening sense of finality, he pulled it. Let me guess, error? Yep. He tried that in the other ending and it didn't work, so, you know.
What?
Why isn't
Why
it
isn't
opening?
it opening? One more time.
No. It's not broken. Lotus tried to make advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but... Oh no. At the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it onto the red.
Now open!
Nope. He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red and then his own bracelet as well. It's not working. He pulled the lever a second time. Nope.
No! What is this? Why? That digital root should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
There's something else at work here, and I can't wait to see what it is. As Ace's fury and confusion had overridden all other thoughts, he had set down the revolver. It was just below the red.
Now!
Seven chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to and launched that bulk straight at Ace. Nice choice. And it was over before they knew it.
No!
In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain.
Ugh.
Lotus ran straight for Junpei. She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Junpei between herself and Ace. I don't blame her, jeez.
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it.
God damn. 7 stood over Ace, his breathing slow and heavy.
Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
That is gonna be a great ending if he manages to actually survive this.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
And there we go. The pin drops. Ace planted his hands on the floor and shook his head. Junpei walked toward him. He stopped and looked down at Ace with pity on his face.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
He peered at Junpei, genuinely confused. It was the X-Man, Mr. X.
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone.
Yep, we all know that one. That was from the other ending.
You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the Nonary game, the
We've
number
heard
9
this.
is
We've heard this
the 9
before.
bracelet could adding 9 to any number.
Yeah, we've heard this. We've heard this. We can skip this.
Which means you wanted to remove 2. You wanted the number
yeah,
so that you
I'm gonna skip this because we heard
3.
this in the other
Even if
ending.
he knew your path. You needed to sign 4. But last, you used Kubota as a you convinced him to...
There we go.
That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first.
Yep.
Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki.
You thought he was Snake.
Chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki?
Yeah, you murdered Nijisaki.
Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago.
Of course he was.
You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him.
Exactly.
The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed.
And then the deed was done.
And then 81 seconds passed. And
Boom.
poor Nijisaki was dead.
And you mean to say... Snake is still alive?
Oh yeah, he's right here.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man. But I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Ace's self-derision was frustrating. But Junpei kept his emotions in check and continued.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death.
This is the one that I think I figured out a little while ago.
When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me.
Yep.
Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle.
Yep.
Which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters.
And then you could go and kill Nijisaki.
Musashido was there.
even, sorry.
Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after.
Oh?
Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket.
Oh.
It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace.
That was the only thing Junpei hadn't been able to figure out.
Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
Oh? Slowly, Ace reached down and pulled something out of his pocket. It was a folded piece of paper.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Junpei took it and opened it.
Let's see.
This was what it said.
Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary Game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent.
Damn.
Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters.
And he killed the witness.
Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted.
So that he could go and sort the thing out.
If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else.
But I found it first.
If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters.
Oh, he must not have known who the witness was at the beginning.
I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was.
God damn.
I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace had confessed to everything. What energy he had left with him, with the truth, he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor, near his feet. But in among the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those 3 men. Junpei spoke quietly.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yep.
Yes, so it would seem.
By Zero.
I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared.
By Zero.
The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap.
And yet he did.
But yes, this was a trap.
And it was a trap to ruin Ace. Whether it was to kill him, I don't think so, but it was definitely to make Ace suffer and to get revenge.
It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Boom. Junpei looked over at Santa. As Junpei spoke, he stood up, his legs still shaky.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh?
Seven's face was sad as he spoke.
My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki. No doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Damn.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh?
He seems too happy about the fact that we just accused him of being Zero, which makes me very suspicious. Santa's smile was sarcastic and something else.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki.
And that, everyone, is where we're going to be ending off this episode of 999. In the next episode, we are going to finish this game. I promise you guys that, because this was a long episode, it took a lot out of me, strained my voice, and I don't think I can do any more tonight, but I promise I will record the rest of this tomorrow, and I will get this sorted out for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the series so far, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to play the Nonary game for yourself, check how many views this video has, and work out the digital root from that number to find out what character you represent. And if you want to support the channel, there is a Patreon link down below, there is a donation link to my Twitch, and there is a Discord that you can join if you want to hang out and join our community. So, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.